LPT Request. What should I do about earwax that won't come out? I recently got COVID and my mom and I went to get a doctor's note for my school. The doctor told us that I had some earwax in my ear too. They told us some medication called Debrox to try for it, and when we tried it, some of it was dropped into my ear. And what it was supposed to do is break the wax up. Which it may have done, but it also feels like it pushed the wax into my ear more. The first time we did it, it felt weird, but I could still hear decently from my right ear, and my left ear was a little worse. The next time we tried it, the same thing, but when I went to bed that night and woke up, my right ear was just like the left. And now I couldn't hear well from either. When I rinse my ear with a rubber bulb, a little bit of earwax comes out. My hearing is the same or worse, as if the wax that got pushed further into my ear just hardened and now is stuck. We have been using this medicine every day and it feels like my hearing is getting worse. Maybe not being able to hear clearly is getting to me, but my mom seems insistent that it will work. She says that everything she has read says the symptoms may get worse until it eventually falls out. Should we keep using the Debrox? Nothing worked for me but an ENT doc using his tools. He pulled out Shrek-like candles from my ears. I don't know about the medication you used, but I had a plug of wax sucked out of my ear recently, and prior to the procedure I was given an earroll olive oil spray. Didn't happen to me, but the guy warned me that sometimes, as the earwax absorbs the spray and starts to soften up, it also expands and can temporarily make your hearing worse because it closes any small gaps where the sound gets through. No, just go to an otolaryngologist and he will clear the ear. Important to use warm water. Don't push the bulb string in too far, and it can take lots of warm water. Sometimes the Debrox can't penetrate all the dried wax, and once you get out as much as you can, put in more Debrox and lie down with that ear up so it can sink in as far as possible. Do not stick anything in your ear to try and get wax out, and don't use Q-tips. Any remaining water in your ear can be evaporated with a drop or two of rubbing alcohol. I regularly go to my aunt because I overproduce earwax, so I have to cleaned out every 3 months. It takes 10 minutes to do, and I feel like I could hear things miles away after the fact. Highly recommend it. When you start taking a medication and your condition worsens, you need to go back to the doctors. Earwax can get stuck. It's no big deal, and your PCP has a device that'll flush it out easily. I have had to have my ears irrigated a half-dozen times over the years. It takes a couple of minutes. And yeah, it's a bit of a weird sensation to have warm water sprayed in your ears. My general doc tried to clean it out of my ears, and did very little. Used a water spray and a vacuum. Went to an ENT doc, an otorhinolaryngologist. He put on his magnifier and headlamp and sprayed water. Then he carefully used an instrument to loosen and scrape out wax. Then a very tiny thin vacuum attachment that went into my ear. That worked. I see him twice a year for that procedure now. Hey guys, thanks for y'all's help. I ended up being able to fix it pretty easily by just using the Debrox and rinsing my ear over and over many times. I believe the reason it wasn't working before was because I was doing it like once every day on both ears at the same time. But when I went and did it earlier over and over, I could start to hear cracking bubbling in the one ear I was doing it on. Proof it's working. How often did you flush your ear? If you have used Debrox for a couple days, you should be able to flush out the wax. But it may take a bunch of flushes. Drops solution into your ear. Fizzes up. Wait 20 minutes. Use an earbulb to shoot hot water into your ear. Wait till the big ugly peanut of wax comes out. Then show your friends so they never talk to you again in disgust. Go to an ENT and get it properly unblocked. I say this because I was a prat when this happened to me and left it thinking it'll unclog. I woke up in the middle of the night violently dizzy and couldn't stop vomiting. Could barely even sit up. Couldn't lie down though. The wax had completely blocked my ear and caused severe vertigo and an infection. Feeling like this was absolutely horrible. You should avoid it if you can. One morning I woke up and thought I had gone deaf in one ear. It was earwax. The doctor just shot hot water with a syringe till it came out. Getting a little dropper and syringe and regularly doing this yourself in the shower is beneficial. You can put a few drops of peroxide in each ear and holds your head so your ear's up while it sizzles. I dunno why, but it seems I've always had an overproduction of earwax. Go see a ent doctor. They have special equipment to clean out your ear with immediately. Consult your doctor or an ENT specialist. First, I would send a message via the patient portal for your doctor's office and ask or call the pharmacy. And ask to speak to a pharmacist to ask how long the medicine takes to work and whether your symptoms are to be expected. Neither of these cost anything. Then I'd follow their advice. Edit to add do both. Pharmacists are doctors who specialize in medicine. They are often a lot more knowledgeable there versus a GP. I often get wax stuck. The last time it took about an hour for the debrox to clear it. I alternated between debrox and hydrogen peroxide until it finally broke free. Research hydrogen peroxide ear cleanse and see if it's for you. Get an ear pump from Amazon. Spray bottle with a nozzle designed to fit into your ear. Put a little hydrogen peroxide in the bottle and fill up the rest with warm water. Get in the shower and blast out your ears with the pump. Best $15 I've ever spent. I clear out my ears every couple on months from the comfort of my home. Syringe and warm water. Gentry fill. Shoot it in repeats few times and it will eventually come out. Don't blast it in hard but just enough to get it out. The warm water will soften and then dislodge it. An ENT will use microsuction for a complete clear. It's fast and easy. Costs $40 with insurance for me. And probably not too crazy without. Hydrogen peroxide in there for about 15 minutes. Then flush it out with warm water. If you can't get it, any doctor can do an ear lavage. It always works for me when I just lay there and let it soak for a while, like 20 minutes. Then I use the squeeze thing to blast it out with warm water. Like just rinsing it out probably won't do it. Has to feel like a jet. Least that's how they did it when I did go to doctor the one time I used it. I used to work at a doctor's office where we'd gently squirt using a 60cc syringe without a needle. A mixture of peroxide and warm water into the patient's ear to clear extra wax. I was always amazed at the amount that came out. Bro, trust me. Go to a clinic and get your ears cleaned out by a professional. If you've lost your hearing, it's already too late for the over-the-counter drops. 1 or 2 drops of mineral oil every other day should loosen it up and then it can easily be flushed out. I use hydrogen peroxide. Lay on my side. Put a little bit in the ear. It'll feel weird, but it'll break up the wax. Then stick a cotton ball in there and switch sides. Do that to both. Then take a shower. You'll feel good as new. If you can't get a hold of your doctor, call your pharmacy and ask to speak with the pharmacist, not a tech. I was just about deaf for a couple months last year. Debrox and warm water flushes. Isn't working? Do it more. Literally just a brute force method that works. If you have some sort of wacky ear canals or medical conditions that make your wax hard as hell, seek an ENT or a professional cleaning at the local clinic. You can get an otoscope that hooks up to your phone so you can clean your ears. I bought one off Amazon and it's awesome.